WHO has led the development of the Global Action Plan on HIV drug resistance, which has 5 strategic objectives. The first one, and probably the most important one, is about the prevention and response to HIV drug resistance. This strategic objective of the Global Action Plan describes the interventions to prevent resistance that every HIV program should have in place to ensure that effective treatment is provided to all people living with HIV. But how can resistance be prevented? Well, by eliminating gaps in the HIV treatment service delivery that favors its emergence. For example, program needs to ensure the continuous availability of HIV medicines in every clinic. Unintended stockout of HIV drugs can be prevented by strengthening the supply chain and management of HIV drugs. Program needs to ensure that every person taking HIV medicines receives a viral load test to monitor treatment response, and that the doctors or nurses use the result of the test promptly to change regimen in those patients who are failing treatment. Program needs to make sure that people that start HIV treatment remain in care and take their drugs correctly. So all these efforts will strengthen the quality of HIV programs throughout the world, while preventing HIV drug resistance at the same time. The response to HIV drug resistance goes hand in hand with prevention efforts. When a country identifies its gaps in service delivery, quick action is critical, and this requires collective efforts from all stakeholders. Countries should also make timely use of all the available resistance data, not only to prevent, but also to respond to resistance. Today, resistance to HIV drugs is increasing rapidly, especially in East Africa and Southern Africa. Our 2017 report shows that, for the first time, resistance in people starting HIV treatment has reached high levels of 10% and above in several countries. So, what should we do to respond to HIV drug resistance? The new WHO guidelines on HIV drug resistance recommend that when resistance levels in people who are currently not on therapy reach 10%, countries should urgently consider changing medicines in the first-line treatment. And we need to focus and identify people with high risk of pretreatment drug resistance and effectively manage their treatment regimens. The implementation of these new guidelines, along with strong engagement from partners and communities, will help countries to build a strong response to HIV drug resistance and to ensure an AIDS-free generation in the future.